A big challenge for those who are learning how to hack web applications is to find vulnerable web applications that they can hack for free in a controlled and safe environment. An example of this type of vulnerable web application is Just Shop that I already showed here in the channel, how to download, install and exploit some of the vulnerabilities in that type of application. But there are other applications, and instead of just listing all of them, it would be great if we could just get all of them at once. And that's what Omar did. He created this project known as WebSploit, which essentially is a collection of different vulnerable web applications that you can hack for free in your PC. So there are, I don't know, probably more than 10 applications with more than 9,000 cybersecurity resources. So one of those web applications is Just Shop, and you have others like DVWA, that's probably damn vulnerable web application. You have here Multilade, WebGoats, and other web applications that you can hack directly in your computer. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to install WebSploit. It's quite simple and very easy, but just want to take attention to the resources that your machine must have. In case on my computer I'm going to install this on a Kali machine. Now if you don't have Kali and you want to deploy Kali, I also recorded a video explaining how to download and install Kali Linux to run inside a VMware workstation. And you should have at the minimum those requirements. So 8 gig of RAM, 2 virtual CPUs, and 50 gig of hard disk. In my case, I have more than enough to accommodate this. So probably I'll get 16 RAM, 4 virtual CPUs, and probably 80 gigs. But this is a VM and I can add, increase, or reduce in case I need so. Now, to install, it's quite simple. All you have to do is to copy this, go to your terminal. So let me open the terminal, paste, just expand this, and then I'm going to type the root password, and it's going to start updating and downloading those web applications. Now this process might take a while, so be patient. Okay, once the installation is completed, you'll see this message: all done, all tools, apps and containers have been installed and set up. And so probably the next question is, okay, how do I access those web applications? Well, so there are a couple of ways that you can do that. So if you look at this diagram, those are the applications and with their IP addresses. So let's go back to my terminal and see if I can expand this a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so first thing that you can do is try to run this command to look at the IP addresses, and you can see that there are a lot of new IP addresses, so probably they're new, but you don't see here D10.6.6.13, but you have here 10.6.6.1. Okay, which means that your VM is also part of this network 10.6.6 something. Okay, so one way you can test if you can reach those machines is just by running ping. So let's suppose that I'm trying to ping 10.6.6.13 or 12, so which means I can reach those machines. That's great. Another option is to use the command, so that probably run sudo. That's wrong. That's wrong as well. Okay, is it -I? Okay, so docker ps. So this is going to list all the containers running, and let me see if, okay, I'm going to reduce this a little bit. Oops, that's that much. Okay, let me run this again. Okay, not too much. Reduce a little bit and a little bit. Okay, so now you can see it's smaller, but once you run you'll be able to read. But here you can see all the machines, all the containers running, and the ports where they have those services listening as well. So for instance, Juicy Shop, okay, has the port open 3000. The thing is that you can't see the IP address associated with Juicy Shop here. You would have to look at the topology. So 10.6.6.12 is Juicy Shop and it's open on this port. So which means that if I go to this IP address on this port, I should be able to log into Juicy Shop, and let's test this. So if I go to HTTP 10.6.6.12 on port 3000, I should land on Juicy Shop, and I can start completing these by doing the first one of the easiest ones, exercise here. So I believe that's scoreboard, probably. Yeah, so that's where you can find all the challenges to be completed, to be solved on Juicy Shop. Now, another thing that I would like to point out about Juicy Shop, I've seen a lot of comments on how to solve the challenges on Juicy Shop, and there is actually a helpful guide on how to solve the challenge on Juicy Shop. So if we go to Juicy Shop, so let's just search for these, and if you go to GitHub, okay, I don't think it is GitHub, so let me see. I don't think that's, let's take a look. Probably is this one, yes. And learning step-by-step tutorial, and here you can find the appendix challenge solutions. Okay, so if you're having trouble solving the challenges, you can use this page as a reference on how to solve those challenges. Now, I'm not going to paste these in the video description so that you can actually do it by yourself. I'm going to close all of these and then just do some homework by yourself. Now, another option would be to actually run Nmap and find out which IP addresses are available and are up and have port services open on this network 10.6.6 something. And we could use something like this: Nmap -v verbose. I don't want to solve anything, and I just want to search for 10.6.6.60/24, and I know the IP address, so I don't want to solve. Let me see, I believe it's -pn. So let's see. So this is going to discover a lot, but there was a one just to run ping, and you can see it's ran, and here is going to list not only which IP addresses are up, but also which ones are up and have open ports. So for instance, so this is 11 and 11 based on the topology. That should be WebGoat, and we can see WebGoat has these ports open. What else do we have? We have 12, that's Juicy Shop on port 3000. We have 13, that should be DVWA, and all these other options. And then you can start diving deeper into exploring each one of these applications itself. So for instance, if we go to let's see, where are you? That's not what I want. 13. Now, based on the scan, what do we have on 13? So 13 has port 80, so that should be quite straightforward. 10.6.6.13. So that's them vulnerable web application, and you can start exploiting these web application. So this is it, guys. Give it a try and let me know what you think in the comment section. So if you took value from this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.